Hello, in this video I'll be briefly discussing the cognitive enhancing properties of Panax Ginseng. To give some background, Panax Ginseng is a herb used from ancient times in traditional medicine of the Far East countries, most commonly used in Korea, Japan, and China. Panax stands for panacea or cure-all, so it suggests that people from the past saw a wide spectrum of benefit from its use. It is said that ginseng increases physical strength, rejuvenates the body and mind, has anti-aging effects, and increases energy. Ginsenosides are thought to be the active component of ginseng, and ginseng has anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, anti-apoptotic, and immune-stimulating properties. There has been research conducted on its ability to improve cognition in healthy people and patients with neurodegenerative diseases. One study found that with a chronic administration of Korean Panax Ginseng, participants experienced improved working memory and improved sociability. Another study, which was randomized, double-blind, and placebo-controlled, found that ginseng was able to improve the short-term and medium-term memory of participants with mild cognitive impairment. The study showed improvements in visual memory with statistical improvements in immediate and delayed visual learning according to RCFT, or Ray Complex Figure Test. The study also observed a very small increase in diastolic and systolic blood pressure. The researchers also mentioned that in other studies, ginseng was found to ameliorate reduction in learning and memory due to brain damage or aging in rodents, and that ginseng increases the acetyltransferase levels and LTP in rodent brains and is found to have neuroprotective properties. One study found that Panax Ginseng significantly lowered blood glucose. Perhaps this is related to its appetite-suppressing effect I experienced. The study also found that participants improved in calculative tasks and experienced a reduction of mental fatigue. Another study found that Panax Ginseng enhanced the participants' performance of arithmetic tasks and reduced the feeling of mental fatigue after cognitive tasks, and that when ginseng was taken alone, it reduced blood glucose levels for 1 hour following its consumption. For Parkinson's disease, there are studies that show in vivo and in vitro models that ginseng prevents cell death, reduces ROS, in other words, radical oxygen species, and reduces the loss of tyrosine hydroxylase in cells, suppresses oxidative stress, which is productive for neurons, prevents glutathione reduction, and reduces superoxide dismutase, reduces the ROS production as a side effect of dopamine, and also reduces the cytotoxicity induced by hydrogen peroxide. So overall, Panax Ginseng may be able to slow down the progression of Parkinson's disease. For Alzheimer's disease, patients who took ginseng showed improvements on the Alzheimer's Disease Assessment Scale, mental state score, and dementia rating after 12 weeks of supplementation. There was another study in mice who were supplemented with ginseng for 7 months, which found a prevention of age-related memory loss by decreasing the oxidative stress and by upregulating proteins related to neuronal plasticity, and increased the BDNF in the hippocampus of the brain. For Huntington's disease, you should first consider that it involves the gradual degeneration of striatal cells in the brain. Ginseng may be relevant by protecting the striatal cells against neurotoxicity. In rat models, ginseng improves impaired behavior and helps the rats to survive for longer. For multiple sclerosis, you should consider that it is a chronic inflammatory disease of the central nervous system that leads to the demyelination of the nerves. Ginseng was found to reduce the harm in animal models of MS, and theoretically, ginseng could delay the onset and improve the symptoms of MS. For me personally, I found that Korean ginseng's effects to change from its induction to chronic administration. When I first started taking ginseng, I found it to be incredibly stimulating, such that I got some anxiety and a transient increase in heart rate. I found that ginseng helped me get through a lot of cognitive work fast, whether it came to annotating notes in my Bangla language textbook I was learning from, or programming code for an application on Visual Studio. And I found that during my walks, I would often daydream and start remembering events and people in the past many years ago. And when it was properly stimulated with coffee and nicotine lozenges or the like, it was easier for me to recall short term memories like different parts of my code when it was programming or important facts that I read from research articles. But after a week or so, I found that when I initially took the ginseng for the day, it would make me sleepy or sedated. I would sometimes experience this as brain fog, and later in the day, I would feel oddly stimulated, like I drank a cup of coffee. I also found that I slept less and got up earlier in the day. After a month of chronic administration, I no longer experienced the anxiety I had initially, and it no longer made me sleepy or brain fogged like before. And my energy levels, both physically and mentally, were consistently high. Another great benefit that I consistently experience from ginseng is that it is extremely effective against curbing stress. For example, when I experienced a significant sleep deprivation, I usually felt very stressed out, almost like I was dying. If you've ever pulled all-nighters before and stayed awake the next day, I believe you know the feeling. After going through sleep deprivation, I find that if I consumed a red Korean ginseng, I didn't feel so stressed out and had energy levels to keep me going throughout the rest of the day. Overall, I find that ginseng provides benefits in the short term and long term, according to scientific studies and according to my own experience. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me in the comments below. I'd appreciate if you like and share this video and subscribe to my channel. Bye!